bird. There you are. You know, everybody's getting worried about you because you don't show up as much as you used to. Bird, are you going to bird spot? Are you going to be my friend today? I have a lot of work to do today, so maybe we can share each other's company like usual. The rain has finally started to go away, huh? What do you think? Maybe he's just here to use the garden as a litter box today. Alright, I'll give you some privacy. Yes, lay down, bird. Lay down. Stay in your usual bird spot. I have missed you so much over these past few rainy days. Get comfy. Yay! Alright guys, the bird has landed. It looks like we are gonna have Bird with us today while I do my work. That's fantastic. I've missed him so much. I'm happy Bird is still with me today. Hi buddy. Are you watching me today? Good morning everyone, and it is another beautiful day here in Taipei. I am so excited to think about maybe leaving the house today and adventuring to see some more birds. But today is also a day where I think I'm gonna have to get some work done. Hopefully that'll go over okay because I have been really distracted lately. As some of you guys know, my family back home in the United States, my mom had a little bit of a health hiccup a couple days ago. That's always a little distracting, but there's something kind of clarifying when you have those moments of, oh, this is something that could really change my life forever. That happens, especially with people that you love and care about, that make you realize, you know what, I want to live every single day putting the core priorities that I have in life first. And for me, that is definitely my beloved life with Chips. He is the love of my life, and that is adventure. Going out and making sure that I really feel like no matter what happens in the future, I did something that just makes me feel so full of joy with my day then. So that is what the last couple days of going out and seeing birds have been like, and I want to go do it again today. I really want to do it again today. Sorry Raleigh, like squeezing him, I'm so excited, so excited. But I want to go and see the birds at Da'an Park again. I want to get in on those egret babies. I barely wandered the park. Just as we got a bunch of really great video of the egret babies, we realized we were super hungry and we went to Minato, and then we ate so much delicious vegan food we took the bus home because we were just too full to go back to the park. So I want to get to the point where I can spend some of my days at Da'an. The only flip side to that is that I'm the only one with the keys today. Chips has once again left the keys with me, and I have to be back in time to let him back into the building when he gets out of class at about 3. So when you add in my work schedule with that too, I don't know if we'll be able to go to Da'an today, but I'm really proud of myself, the shy, anxious creature that I am, for thinking about walking all the way to a park in a foreign city where I don't speak the language. Though, to be honest, English is like on everything here, so as long as you know English, you're probably at least going to be able to read the signs to prevent you from walking into open traffic and stuff like that. So I'm really proud that I'm at least eager to go to the park, but I probably need to spend the day doing a little bit of work. So hopefully I'll have some fun adventure for you guys at some point, but at the very least I will be able to take you guys with me to the little Welcome Market grocery store. I hesitate to call it a grocery store. It's kind of like a 7-Eleven, only it's called the Welcome Mart. We do have a 7-Eleven on the other side of us, but it doesn't have like fresh fruits and vegetables and frosted flakes, which are known as Frosties here, and soy milk and stuff like that. So I may drag you guys to the grocery store with me. It may seem a little bit mundane for those of you who are like, grocery store in Taipei, why? But I always actually love watching vlogs of people who just go out and do those basic things, because even those basic things are so different. Like here, the receipts are all lottery tickets. There is a receipt lottery in the city, and so every time you get your receipts from the store, it has a lottery number on the back, and what you're supposed to do is like see if you win, and then you can claim a whole bunch of money. When we walk towards Ucha-cha, there's actually a like little like a lotto store, like kind of like back home in the United States you sell lottery tickets at gas stations, and you sell them inside of some of the grocery stores, not all of them, but some of the more like popular grocery stores. I've never seen them in a Walmart, but like Kroger had them all the time in North Carolina. You'd have this section where people would sell lottery tickets, and there was a whole lottery ticket shop on our way to Ucha-cha, and there were tons of old men outside of it like looking at little slips of paper paper, and there were big signs, handwritten signs everywhere. It was like 10 million NT available, who will win? And that was really fun to see. But that's from also the receipt lottery as well. So every time you get a receipt here, for the most part, then there's the lottery number on it, and you could win that 10 million NT, which translates into something like 300,000 US dollars. So I don't know, maybe we'll end up becoming wealthy. I don't know if you're allowed to win it if you're from like out of the country, who knows. But it's really fun because that's just one tiny difference in shopping here that I can show you guys. It's kind of fun. And there's these big boxes in front of a lot of the shops in case you don't want to try your hand at winning the 10 million NT. You can actually stick the receipts into the box, and if it turns out that those receipts were the winner, all of the money will be donated to different charities or to the children's schools and things like that. So even if you just are like, we have a whole drawer of receipts, for instance, if you don't want to haul around a whole drawer of receipts and you don't really want to bother with figuring out if you are the grand prize winner of that slim chance of the lottery, I mean, if you think about it, every time someone buys something here, like that's a lot of receipts every day that could possibly have the winner. That like shrinks your chances even more so than the lottery in the United States, where you have to actually buy the tickets. For the record, neither Chips or I gamble. He doesn't do it because he says he thinks it'd be too fun, and I just don't think it makes any sense. So it's just a phenomenon to watch on both sides. But yeah, you can donate your receipt in these big clear boxes that they have set up in front of a bunch of the different shops, and you just drop your receipt in. And even the little store where we get our om-noms, I'm actually gonna have the red bean bun for breakfast. I'm pretty excited. This is gonna be one of the little baked red bean buns. I'm gonna eat this and have some orange juice for breakfast. I would have some of my healthy muesli that I got from the grocery shop last time, but we're out of soy milk. So yeah, I can at least do that much with you guys today. Take you on a little discovery adventure just to the little welcome mart. And Chips actually is not going to be bringing lunch home, most likely for the rest of the trip, I'd say. Him coming home for lunch is gonna be much rarer now, because it's about 40 minutes of walking, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes back, and then he goes out and he gets both of our lunches, and it's so sweet and so nice, and he 100% loves doing that and would do that because he loves me, you know. And I really think he gets kind of tickled at being able to bring home so many treats for me. But that's a lot of time, and he's been having to stay up until 2 in the morning and then wake up and be at class by 8, and that's not really enough sleep every day to do all of the homework and all of the tasks and all of the assignments that he has for the language program. It's kicking up in intensity. Now that like the first week is over, the gloves are off, and they are treating the people in his class with the level of world-class education they're supposed to get. I think I mentioned to you guys that the program that he's part of, it was only open to like, I think the whole thing was like only 40 students for the whole summer, and then his slot was like 4 to 6 students chosen out of all the applicants that have applied from around the world. The people in his class mostly come from the United States, but he's also got people from Uganda, a lot of people from India, people from Australia, Japan. He said there's some people from Pakistan, London, let's see, there were a ton. France is very common here. It's interesting, a lot of the cafes around here are in French as well, but like just the name. And then the other information is all in English, so it's like the French name because it sounds fancy. So there's a lot of people at his classes who are kind of world class, and I'm not trying to like brag for his sake because that'd put way too much pressure on him, but basically you're not supposed to just be able to walk into this program and it's only for PhD students and you're not supposed to just be able to walk out of this without basically being completely fluent in Chinese by the time you leave, and that's only 2 months to really drill that into you. So yeah, it's kicking up in intensity, and I'm getting the vibe from him, the mound of textbooks and books and all of the things that he has to do every day, that it's going to get harder for him. So I want to become more proficient at doing what I can in the city, going to the grocery store, feeding myself lunch by going to the little buffet that's near us, and just getting used to being in Taipei. But that comes back to you guys. I don't feel lonely or nervous, even though innately I am somewhat of an anxious little creature. I don't really feel that way because, one, Taipei is so safe. I don't feel unsafe anywhere in the city. I don't feel unsafe taking pictures of the birds at the parks with my big fancy cameras. I don't feel unsafe walking down the alleyways. I don't feel unsafe watching like crowds of people walk past me or dodging the motor cars or crossing the street. People obey the traffic laws really well here, better than they do back home. Like, you have no worries even though you're crossing this gigantic road. You don't worry about crossing the road even though there's all these buzzing motor cars and all these taxis and buses. I'm not worried about being on the bus. I'm not worried about going into shops. People are super patient. I mean, we're in an area that has so many foreigners. If you sit outside, then within about 20 minutes, you'll see at least 4 to 6 other foreigners, usually in couple groups like Chips and I actually. But yeah, it's so safe here. I have no concerns about my safety. The only thing that I wish I could do, and I'm going to try to work with Chips to do, is figure out the bus system better. I have never used buses. This is an amazing public system. There's U-bikes to rent, there's buses that you can ride. I have my yo-yo card. I think it's in my purse down here. You get what's called a yo-yo card to use the public systems, and you just put some money on it over at the MRT stations. The MRT is the subway, and then what you do is you have a little chip on the back and you just scan that when you get on the bus or when you get through the different subway system parts, and it just zaps the money off of your card and you're good to go. This is all you need to be able to get around the city for the buses and for the subway, and it's kind of amazing. The bus system is fantastic. If you stand at one of the bus stops on the main road, you're probably gonna find one of many buses, not just one route, but several different buses that just go up and down the different streets for you. It's really easy to use and useful, but I am not used to that. This is fantastic. You could get from one end of the city to the other, no problem, just using the public transportation fairly quickly altogether, especially compared to trying to drive yourself through the city. There's not enough parking here to the point where the cars actually go inside of buildings and then onto lifts. And then they're lined up. The cars are stacked on lifts to make room for parking here. So can you imagine the pain that having to drive your own car would be here? That's why most people ride bikes, and most people have little motorbikes that they drive everywhere, which is probably a lot easier because you can weave all around the place and it takes up much less parking. But the point being, I am impressed and blown away by this public transportation system and have no idea how to use it because the United States, where I live, has nothing like that. We have a bus system in Ann Arbor and it's really nifty and wonderful to use on occasion. Chips can use it whenever he wants for free because he's a student at the University of Michigan. I have to pay $1.50 every time I get on the bus for anything. So that's like, just to get on the bus to one place and back is $30 or like $3, and the bus passes are very, very, very expensive. They're something like $70 to $120 for a month, and here we put $2 on, two US dollars onto this card when we got here, and it's still going. We've only used up like half of it, and we've ridden the subway, we've gotten on the bus multiple times, and it's just kind of amazing to me. That's fantastic. But I have no idea how to use the buses because I don't use buses at home. I've never been in a city that has a good bus system that's affordable and that has good routes, like, ever. So I'm hoping that my goal for the next few days is, if Chips has the time, he can help me by looking over the places I would want to go, like Minato for lunch, and writing down the bus numbers, and then I will just have to visually keep an eye on the different stops and know when to get off the bus. So once I master that, then the adventures will really start for us. But that's something I really want to try to work on because Chips you can tell it's starting to get intense for his studying. So it would be really nice if I could figure out not only how to get our groceries, not only how to feed myself for lunch at one of the local vegan buffets, which are totally awesome, but also how to get out to the fancier places, how to get to Da'an Park myself. And when he comes home, he's gonna find me super happy and excited and showing him cool pictures of the birds that I found. When he comes home, I might have gone walking with you guys because you'll spur me on for that desire to go discover things. And I may have gone to the pet shops by myself and looked at them. I may have just wandered the street and looked at random shops myself and maybe even bought something myself. I don't know like how much money things are, but I have like colored little slips of paper that are my NT dollars that I can hand to someone and just hope, and I don't feel that I'd get gypped either, that they'd hand me back the right amount. Like I said, there's a lot of foreigners here, so there's a lot of patience with people who never are able to really speak to their cashiers. You can just smile and say "shay for thank you" and hand them the money, and they hand you back money, and you just assume that the transaction was fine and you move on and you drop your little receipt into the box so that hopefully school children will win the lottery. So that's kind of where my days are right now, and I've rambled too long. So I am going to try to spend today mostly working. Taking you guys down to the grocery store, getting lunch all by myself, and maybe I won't be able to do any big birding adventures today, but especially because of that little surprise hiccup for my mom this weekend and the kick in the rump reminder that if you don't want surprises like that, I definitely need to work on my budget a little bit better and work on my Patreon. Other than that, yeah, I've gotten behind a little, so I'm going to try to work ahead on our adventures and just share the happiness for the main channel. And then hopefully that will free up some space and some breathing room through our new productivity attempts to take you guys on adventures in Taipei. And now, more than ever, because Chips probably won't be coming home in the afternoon anymore, it's just gonna be you guys and me and the big city to explore. So I'm really looking forward to it. Step one is actually coming down so many flights of concrete stairs to get to the bottom of our apartment building. And the front have these really interesting little crenellations to kind of let in light and ventilate the area, but it's just such a pretty pattern. Maybe finally a snack. I just want something really simple and salty to snack on, just a tiny bit every day. And I think that this symbol right here may actually mean that it's vegan, but I'm gonna have to ask Chips first. Made it with some basics. So back inside the first set of doors, and now to climb all the way up to the very, very top story where Bird may be waiting for me. Finally here. That is one heck of a good workout. So I've gone back to being watched all day while I work. I have to admit, I really like sharing my company with Bird. Guys, look, Boss is back! Oh, I'm so excited! Now that the rain has eased up, the roof cats are actually returning, and that means I have my company during the workday, and I'm so excited. Bird just went off on one of his patrols, and just as he slipped into the bamboo and I was like, bye-bye, Bird, Boss came out from under the roof tile right over here. To the left, there's actually a very long section of roof that extends out over the stairway, and there's a gap between the two parts. There is the tin roof and then there is the brick roof. And Boss likes to hide inside of there. We never know when she's up there. But after Bird left on his patrol, she slinked out and she looked straight where Bird had disappeared to and started grooming. So I think she was waiting for him to head off, and now she's going to stretch and just kind of groom and relax on top of our little awning. I'm so happy to see her too. Ni hao, Bird. I hope you enjoy lunch. Sorry that it's not inside of its container. You snuck down before I was able to put it in, so I had to sprinkle it out there for you. She's so cute, guys. She's come down to get a little bit of food. Look at you, bird. She definitely looks like old mama, if you ask me. And she still has those beautiful sad eyes. But she is the cat who comes down to eat the most from what we leave out to eat. So I'm not sure if she's like half pet, half wanderer, the way that I think the other cats are. Noble Lady for sure. She always looks fantastic. So I want to do what I can to help her out. But Bird's definitely a little bit more confident than Boss. And at least Boss is back and visiting. I've really missed these guys. Bird just came back and he noticed Boss. I hope he leaves Boss alone. Look at her. Oh. Oh, she's laying down for a snooze on my deck. Boss, I love you too. This is the closest she's ever been. So relaxed. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. I even got a slow blink. Bird, you have an entire garden over there to yourself. Please don't pick on Boss, okay? The cats look so comfortable and so happy sleeping where they are. You can actually see Boss's little jelly bean toes. She's been sleeping there for like a half hour to an hour now. And then Bird has decided to forgive the interruption and he is asleep in his usual spot. And the sun is shining and the bamboo leaves are rustling and I think I'm gonna fall asleep and I should be doing my work. Oh no. Kitty cats. What kind of influence is this, huh? I'm supposed to be getting stuff done, Boss. You're a bad influence, you know? But you're so cute. I want to pet you. I miss petting a cat. I can't even pet these cats. I need to go to a cat cafe stat. So, Noble Lady has returned, kind of with a bang, because she has come back and started a fight with Boss. We suddenly heard cats fighting on our deck and came out, and sure enough, Noble Lady has also returned. And she was picking a fight with Boss down there, and Boss won. So they have started to separate themselves back into their usual spots, but I hope they manage to keep themselves nice and calm because they usually stay in their own sections. Just apparently Noble Lady, whenever she comes, she picks fights. She's definitely the most aggressive out of all three. But that makes it official. All three of the roof cats have come by to visit today, which makes me really happy. Hi, Boss. Boss, don't pick the fight. That's right. Okay, there we go. All right, they're really thinking about it. So I think Boss is gonna go up into her spot now. But yeah, remember guys, these cats have been here longer than we have. They're the regulars. We're visiting their home. We don't own them, we don't control them, we have nothing to do with them. Yeah, Boss has gone up on top of the roof where she likes to be, and Noble Lady's behind the flower pot where she likes to be. But I think they've calmed down now. But yeah, this is their home, and sometimes when they want to pick a fight, all we can do is just kind of try to gently break it up without physically intervening, because they've probably been doing this for as long as they've been patrolling this territory, and we're the interlopers checking it out for the first time. But don't worry, it seems like it settled itself pretty peaceably this time. Just, man, Noble Lady, you definitely make your presence known. Alright, well, try to have a nice night, ladies.